What's going on, Falcon fan? This your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. So today we're gonna do some quick Atlanta Falcon news, roster moves the Atlanta Falcons have made on their day off, coming in to get ready to go back. For day 8 of training camp tomorrow. But as we know, the Atlanta Falcon front office does not sleep. They're always trying to make the roster better. We heard that from Terry Fontenot. Really high up in the league of transactions, because whatever they can do to find a guy that come in to make this team better from a competition standpoint, that's what they're going to do. Especially this time of the year when you got a 90-man roster, you can bring a guy in. You never know. Opportunities always bring the best out in people. So roster move is where the Atlanta Falcons is going to continue to stay. Unfortunately, today it was more about the injuries that some players actually sustained. So that's why some of these roster moves were made. But however, Atlanta Falcons are going to keep a good competitive 90-man roster until they have to cut to the 53 and the 16 on the practice squad. So guys, with that being said, if you have not already, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys out here that I talk about. Then please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come in and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So first of all, we're going to talk about the injuries. Felipe Franks reported that he had a tendon tear on his body, so he's actually going to be out for about 3 months. So the Felipe Franks experience is over. A guy that was trying to transition from the quarterback position to the tight end position. He's a really athletic guy, but that is really hard to do when you played a certain position pretty much your whole life, and then you get into the pros and try to transition. Now, Arthur Smith had been successful doing that with other players. If you look at what he did with Avery Williams, going from cornerback to running back. But a guy like Avery Williams is athletic, and he actually was able to do that probably because he had some good experience returning kicks back while he was in college as well. But Felipe Franks, it was just going to be hard for him to make the 53-man roster anyway. Maybe he could have made the practice squad, but as for now, Felipe Franks is finally out the door. So many Falcon fans happy. I don't know why, but if he was going to take away somebody definitely that could help this team, I could definitely understand that, because he's probably still years away from trying to be a contributor to this team at the tight end position, and they had guys that was really way ahead of him, is more capable of being the fourth or fifth tight end, however many tight ends the Atlanta Falcons decided to keep. Another guy, Ikhine Ekwonu, I probably messed that name up for probably the 5th time, but he was hurt the other day in the last practice that we had, and he was released probably for injury concerns as well. However, they did put Ethan Greenidge on the IR, so he was not released, but he was put on IR. And then the last guy that they released was wide receiver Chris Blair. So those 4 guys was taken off the roster in some form of capacity. In Ethan Greenidge, place, he was actually put on IR, so he wasn't waived, but he was put on injury reserved. So, of course, the Atlanta Falcons got to fill those 4 spots, and they did today, bringing in all 4 guys who actually played in the XFL this spring, guys. And a lot of people talk about the XFL and how it didn't live up to the ratings and things like that, but we do know that the XFL really panned out for a lot of players, because it gave them opportunity to show their skill set and be able to show NFL teams what they can do. Atlanta Falcons took real advantage of that, because they already got some guys that play in the XFL on the team now, and they bring in 4 more. So I want to say that for what the XFL was kind of designed for, is to make it like a G League for the NFL, and it's working well in the instance that it's actually giving guys opportunity to come into camp to show what they could do. So the Atlanta Falcons bring in guard center Michael Bennett, played with the Seattle Sea Dragons this year. Actually was drafted by the Cardinals, and kind of went to the Green Bay Packers, but did not pan out. Played with this in the XFL this year, and he actually got opportunity to get back on the squad. Bringing him in, losing Greenwich, Hennessy out, so this could definitely be a depth piece to help the Atlanta Falcons get through training camp, because you need the bodies for that. Defensive tackle Matthew Goettel, another guy that they brought in. Another defensive tackle, Kavion Patton from the XFL. And then last, they brought in another wide receiver to replace Chris Blair, Matthew Sexton from the XFL. So all these guys come in and compete. Already been behind the power curve, because Atlanta Falcons already been looking at guys which all you got to do, come in and get your opportunity. We still got 3 preseason games left. They're going to have a joint practice against the Miami Dolphins. So these guys are definitely behind the power curve, but they still have opportunity to show what they're able to do. And if anything else, they can definitely make the practice squad. So congratulations to these guys being added to the roster. Like I said, we're gonna miss the other guys that was trying to help make this Atlanta Falcons team better with their competition, and Felipe Franks, Ethan Greenwich, Chris Blair, and Ikena Ikuncha. So, guys, let me know what you think about all these roster moves today. We know that Atlanta Falcons is going to make these moves. Unfortunate about injuries, we know they happen. Going to say knock on wood, it's not guys that's on the or higher end of the depth chart, but any guys that get hurt in the NFL, see their career put on halt, and get sustained an injury is not always a good thing. So prior to those guys, make sure they get healthy and be able to come back out and show what they can do later on in their career. So this is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.